You are watching or listening to Jade Emerald Green. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow so that you are staying connected with the daily content arrivals that are made just for you. Thank you. Alrighty, y'all. Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 24th, and you are here for your daily collective tarot and oracle reading on Jade Emerald Green. So, yesterday overnight, I was working on our July monthly forecast and read, and oh my gosh, I'm excited for that to come out. I did just sign up for Substack yesterday, so be on the lookout. I'm gonna officially drop the link over there so that we can go ahead and stay connected and have something to read as well. You know, some people, they like watching, other people may like reading, and so and I know like Substacks like the Fem Moon is like something that I enjoy reading, you know, definitely on the moon cycle, so I want to impart joy in that way. So, alrighty, I have not flipped shit over. I really, like, now that I've looked ahead for this next month, I really am coming at this from a different perspective, because we got some transits, baby, that are going to be beyond life changing. So let's give a rundown. So here I do tarot and oracle readings. I pull from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different decks here. So and I've pulled from 7 now. I do the timing deck after reviewing what the cards have shown, so, and to ask like a vital question. So without further ado here, our tarot read format, we have our number 1 question, which will always be, what the fuck are we doing here? We got the 4 of Cups. Okay, this is interesting. Okay. So our second question is, what is our recommended course of action, aka what the fuck should we do about it? And we have the 2 of Pentacles. Alrighty, where's the fuckery, aka what is the action that we should avoid? And we have the Hierophant. Well, it's gonna be a good one. Okay. Now, what happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do? We have the 4 of Swords. Alrighty, so 4 of Swords for what the fuck we do. What happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do? Now, if we take the action that we should avoid as a path, aka where's the fuckery, then we have to ask, what the fuck fuckery? The Hangman. Okay, and then as our clarifier, Page of Swords. Alrighty. I'm gonna flip everything else over here. For our Prism Oracle, we have Death. Alrighty, y'all. And Confidence. Both black. Both in the black suit of this oracle. That's amazing. Okay. For our Celebrity Spirit Oracle, ooh, we got Bruce Lee up in this bitch. Hey, ain't time to play around. It's not time to play around, y'all. I'm telling you. Alrighty, so what's the tea here? Travel. Okay, I see you. Somebody gotta move, make move. And hurting. Alright, so hurting, crying, depressed, pain, and sorrow. Okay. For Dark Confessions Oracle, we have I know what I'm doing. I play dumb to keep you confused. Alright, and for our angel connections, the dragonfly is a spirit messenger that captures your attention for a reason. He may be reminding you that transformation is possible and that you have support from the angelic realm. All right. So, this message today is brought to you by nobody but me. Okay, so yeah, some sponsors would be nice for this one. Alrighty, so we have Four of Cups. What the fuck are we doing here? Now, Four of Cups deals with a period of trying to retreat emotionally. We're emotionally retreating. It deals with boredom, it deals with distractions, it deals with abuse, it deals with kind of resignation after someone has disappointed us here. So if we look at like what the cards before, the card before Four of Cups, of course, is Three of Cups. Three of Cups is, you know, three girls chilling, all, you know, like they're like got their little drinks up and cheering on and everything. But the shadow side of that is like clickiness, clicky behavior, people being slighted. You know, like three, it turns from like three is a company to three is a crowd. So you know, kind of being impacted from like, you know, emotional dishonesty is what we're dealing with essentially. Now, whether this is through, you know, challenging situations or just our perception of a situation in a negative light, I think it's really important that we look at the cups. I'm going to bring this back here. Oh, look at this. So it is imagery of a woman that's looking pretty down, laying, turning away from the window. She has three cups that are sitting down. You know, she's over the party. And there's a cup that's still being offered to her through a random arm coming through the window, but she's not looking up to even see, you know, what is there. So, you know, I take that to mean that in this situation, we do need to still find our solace in the midst of, you know, withdrawal. We do need to find ourselves, our core, in the midst of confusion. So, it's important, and I think as we get to the clarifier here, you know, it'll start making sense. You know, our intuition kind of tells us things, and we don't always like the message. We don't always like when we're in a situation where we're thinking we're on the same page with some people or somebody or some entity, and things start to switch up on you. You get what I'm saying? That can make anyone feel like down, you know. But we have to find our solace for sure. What the fuck should we do about it? Two of Pentacles here. You gotta, be at a crossroads. These crossroads cards, these twos. Balance. You have to balance how much you are there for yourself. Essentially. How much you are able to kind of like be your own best friend in this case. How much you're able to like let people be them in a way that's not harmful to you, kind of let them, you know, be them from a distance. And it is not always easy, especially if you have like connections to people, you get what I'm saying? But you know, the value of those connections are only going to be as valuable as the person who values it the least. You get what I'm saying? It's only going to be that value. You could value something more than somebody else, but because they don't value it as much as you, it's only going to be as valuable as they make it. You get what I'm saying? So be informed of your decisions as to how you move based off of that. You know, don't go where you're not wanted. Don't go where you're merely tolerated. Things of that nature. So, the Hierophant. Now, I love me some Hierophant. I'm not gonna lie. But right here, this is what it's saying. Don't preach. Look, just live your life. Don't preach. Do not preach. Don't preach to people. Don't be trying to overexplain yourself. Don't be trying to like do things that are basically you're making an effort to try to convince them of your worthiness. Like, you are already worthy. The truth don't need no proof. Either it is or it isn't. Okay? So, be wary of feeling the need to try to make amends in that way. You know, let people go through their own sense of realization. Let people have their own awakening. Everything in its due time, and you got to be cognizant of what you are responsible for and what you're not responsible for. You're absolutely responsible for yourself. The extent to which you're responsible for other people tends to vary, and it tends to lean on the side of not that much, ultimately. So, okay. So, what happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do here? We got the Two of Cups. Two of Pentacles with the Four of Swords. Sometimes doing not a goddamn thing is the thing you need to fucking do, okay? Choosing yourself means that, like, it goes back to the Hierophant. Like, what you're not trying to do right now. You're not trying to overexplain yourself. You're not trying to go out of your way for people who are not valuing you the way that you deserve. So rest. Take care of yourself. Find yourself. Figure out what you need. Figure out what your priorities are. Figure out the paperwork you haven't done. Figure out the car issue that you need to, tend to. Figure out whatever the fuck it is that you need to figure out for you. Lay in that bed, like, you ain't gotta do much, Sometimes it's just choosing yourself, And also, going back to this Two of Pentacles and what the fuck you're supposed to do, you're choosing to make smarter decisions about your external world, whether it be, your material assets, your money, things like that. Choosing to keep money in versus having it go out. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's about balance here. And sometimes collaboration means, like, how do I collaborate with myself better? Alrighty, so moving on to what the fuck fuckery. So, if you be trying to preach, if you try to over-explain, you may end up in a situation where you end up stuck anyway, And I would say there's some similarities when it comes to the Four of Swords and the Hangman, but the difference is that, you can get off the bed. I don't know if you can necessarily get out of a lynching, so to speak. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know if you can get out of that. So, I have a song that I've been working on, and I won't get into it, but it deals with, like, let your life speak. Let your life speak. You don't have to speak. Let your life speak. And so you don't want to be here. Sometimes it's better to be here. There are some situations where a hangman is, like, cool. It's another, like, okay, you gotta sit back. So it's not necessarily bad in itself, because it is kind of like that inaction card, like the Four of Swords, like I said. But I feel like it being in this position, you kind of have to consider your ability to have options after that period of rest. Maybe there are less options for you if you go out of your way to be preachy. Okay, so our clarifier today, Page of Swords. Now, if you know me, the last time the Page of Swords came up, I made it very clear that I don't fuck with Page of Swords. Page of Swords often is like, I don't know, I tend to experience it for its shadow side more than its, positive qualities. Now, the positive qualities is that, you're setting goals, you're investigating, you're able to do your research, on things that are good for you, and, you are skill building. That's the positive aspects of Page of Swords. But I'm not getting this. Spirit is telling me this is not the aspect of the Page of Swords that we should be focusing on. Gossip. Someone being catty, being underhanded, smiling in your face, but you know. In reality, they're a backstabber. I'm not going to sing the song, but you get what I'm saying, you know. Page of Swords kind of confirms like this Four of Cups. When people are being underhanded, when people are being abusive, when people are, you know, distorting, you know, who you are and your power and, you know, what you contribute, all those things, like those are all Page of Swords energies. And when you have an awareness that people are not acting in your best interest, it can be depressing. It can be like, okay, I'm so over this shit, where you kind of ignore you know, the gifts that are still before you that are for you to take advantage of, you know, positively. And yeah, I just really feel that this Page of Swords energy is just it's a clarifier, but it's more of a warning in this case. Like, you know, be careful of the motherfuckers that are around you. You don't got, you know, not everybody is deserving of your time. So that being our tarot reading, it really coincides with our oracles. Our like black. So black is the color of protection. It's the color of grounding. It is the color that is, you know, it obscures and it illuminates at the same time. So get a little bit closer. Yes, we got death here and we have confidence. So death means letting go of the shit that does not serve you, quite simply. And confidence, you're deserving of having confidence in yourself. You're deserving of having confidence in your goals and your dreams and your, you know, trajectory. It is vital that we build confidence in ourselves. You know, what is so funny when I think about, like, okay, you know, how they talked about confidence and self-esteem when we were in grade school, right? And how it was just like, okay, one day I'll have it, one day I'll have it, one day I'll have it. And we grow up in such a negative environment and a challenging environment, and not always, you know, not all of us come from peaceful home lives and things like that. So, you know, you can grow up to be grown and then still be like, okay, how do I get confidence in myself? How do I, you know? So this is something where I learned, like, you know, it doesn't necessarily inherently come with your physical growth. Like, there are people that are in their 40s and 50s that are not confident. And then you wonder why, okay, what happened in their life for them to not have the confidence in their dreams to go forth in that. And it could be many things, but, excuse me. I think it's just important that we, start from today. You could always redetermine. If something like goes adrift, you could always have the determination to change things around for yourself. So just know that everyone is worthy of true confidence, and understand that confidence doesn't come from, you know, somebody else's, you know, lowering. You know, you don't have to make somebody else feel little in order to be confident. That's not true confidence. You know, belittling people or engaging in slander, you know, lies, gossip, you know, all of that stuff. You can just be you, and that's enough. Moving on to Bruce Lee. You know, think about all the action movies, all the kung fu movies where he kicked everybody's ass. It doesn't matter if it was one person, it doesn't matter if it was a million people. Like, Bruce Lee was on that ass, baby. Stay focused. Like, even in the Oracle card, he is not smiling. He didn't come to play. He ain't playing no motherfucking games. And he has to protect the dragon behind him. Like, finding your animal that is engaged in. You know, I had a palmistry. The animal that is engaged with your spirit. I don't want to say spirit animal per se. Like, even though, you know, genetically I'm Native American, culturally I did not grow up in indigenous culture. So, I want to be very cognizant. You know, but finding your source of protection. I know for me, it's my cat. My cat Giddings. He was around from like 2007 till last summer. And I still have dreams where he's there and, you know, he's cuddling with me, and, you know, he's always there with me. And I had a palmistry session that was very powerful recently on Father's Day, and that's something that the reader clocked. Like, you have like big animal energy around you, and I, you know, my middle name means lioness. Not Jade Elma Green, but like my actual name, middle name is like the name I was born. I was almost, so the reason why I called it Jade Elma Green is because I was almost born with that name. It's a long story. My dad ended up changing his last name, blah 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 blah. But what I also realized in the process of me establishing this aspect of like me doing readings more expansively for people, and you know, doing the energy exchange and all that, is that spirit recognizes me as Jade Emerald Green. So you know, I just named it, and so like I do answer to Jade, but you know, if you know my name, you know my name. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, like Bruce Lee didn't come to play. Stay focused on your mission. Why are you here on this earth? What is your soul contract? What is your mission in life? Like, that is the only thing you need to be focusing on. And the people that are involved in that will be involved in that. Anybody else is just extra, you know. You don't want to, you know, be dismissive of anybody or not think of anyone's full potential. But also you got to know who you have room for. So we have our what's the tea and broken mirrors. We got travel. We have travel. So you know, what are we doing? Are we just in the state going to a different city? Are we going out the country? What are we doing? There is movement needed, and you know, I think other people may think of this as a preparation for our macro situation. Now, this whole ceasefire shit, look, I don't want to say mark my words. I'm very doubtful on its ability to last. Now, if it does, and I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fine. But with what we got coming up, this is just all smoke and mirrors right now. So, traveling may be packing your to-go bag because your city or your location is being targeted, you know, for missile launches and shit, you know. So there may be some travel involved. Some of it may be voluntary. Maybe it's your summer vacation. Maybe it's an emergency. You don't really know, but you know, be ready to be on the go. You know, hurting, crying, depressed, pain and sorrow. This is something, you know, either you're going through it now, you just came out of it, or you're about to go through it, you know. But be mindful of, like, you know, being vulnerable in this type of way. This is how we learn to be stronger. So don't just take your hurt and be why me or poor me. Like, what is it that I need to see about my life in this moment that is going to help me grow? Is the only question you should be asking yourself. What is it that I need to see about my life in this moment that is going to help me grow? Okay? Because these motherfuckers playing dumb, okay? And that's what I'm saying. Like, this Page of Swords energy, look, I'm not getting nothing good from it. I know what I'm doing. I play dumb to keep you confused. Like, motherfuckers be knowing what they doing. Motherfuckers be knowing when, let me do this so I can get it. Like, and it's sad because when you don't live your life like that, like, you don't live your life to spite people or to one-up people or to hurt people. You live your life because you want to see people grow. You want to see people do good than you. You want to see people do better than you, you know, but in a positive, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy what people invest their time into. And all you need to know is that that's not you. That's why you ain't got to be preaching. Let life speak for itself. Let your life speak for itself. Let your life speak for itself. I repeat things. The reason why I repeat things so much is because it's one thing to listen to it, right, and try to process it with your brain and to logically understand and resonate with it mentally. It's another thing to actually apply it. That's something that my mama is like always on me on, like, read this, now apply it with your life. Okay, so it's not enough to just listen to me. It is something that has to connect with your intuitive sense. That has to connect with your spiritual practice and your higher power. You know, I am just an assistant, an intuitive assistant, a Google translator, okay, for your intuition. That's all I feel like I am in service as, but I make strong urges because I don't want people to suffer, you know. Moving on to our angelic connections here. The dragonfly is a spirit messenger that captures your attention for a reason. He may be reminding you that transformation is possible and that you have support from the angelic realm. With everything you got going on, for all the people that's stacked against you, all the odds that are stacked against you, always know that you have a spirit that is protecting you. You have your spiritual realm that is in place. You have those entities that are like, yo, we ain't gonna let it slide like that. She gotta learn a lesson in some sort of way, but she ain't gonna go down. She ain't gonna go down. We're going to protect you because you still have more to do on this earth. I just want to make sure that people know how beautiful they are. You are beautiful. You are so powerful as well. And I know that it can be really easy to forget that in the midst of everything going on in this world, but it is imperative that you remember. You have to remember that because you have to make it to the other side. We need you. We need you. We need you. Thank you for allowing me to give you this read today. I'm glad I can have it to be under 30 minutes. But yeah, I think it's just really important that we take care of ourselves. And once we take care of ourselves, take care of the other, of course. We just gotta stop, especially if we're Black and we're women, we gotta stop pouring out of our own cup so much that we have nothing for ourselves. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. I'll see if I can repost to my social media the video from this. I forget her name, but she tends to be speaking at commencement speeches, and she says, you know, Black women have to stop being the mini messiah, you know, for everybody. Meaning, like, we gotta stop, you know, being there for everybody without being there for ourselves. And of course, that resonated. So, alrighty, y'all, I am out of here. Please come back tomorrow for our follow-up reading. Please like and subscribe. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I'll have more pages coming up based off of however y'all want to connect. Yeah, when I release my Substack, I'll follow that too. I think my first article will be with the upcoming month of July. So, thank you. Ciao. Okay, so maybe not ciao after all. I forgot. We have to do our timing oracle. Based off of this reading today, what am I thinking of? When a bitch is gonna stop playing dumb? And like, just be real. Will they ever come to their senses? You know, I think we established that, you know, what we need to do for ourselves. But just out of curiosity. Not that we need to do much. Not that we need to preach. We just need to react. But out of curiosity, like, when will this lesser energy, this lesser self energy kind of be played out? So I have my timing oracle deck right here. I don't know how I forgot this. This is, for me, when I first started asking questions, you know. So, I find that a hard shuffle means for an interesting answer. So let's see. Let's see here. 1, 2, and 3. Our question is, when will these bitches stop playing up? Alright, so cut once, cut twice. Let's see. The time is now, but the first one was next month, looks promising. So, you know, I take that to mean that at some point really soon they'll be put on alert. I don't think they'll necessarily reach out or, you know, like they'll necessarily be an external way of understanding that people are letting go of their lesser selves and switching to their higher self, you know, for the sake of their own soul contract or mission. It may take some time. It may take that month or so. So, you know, but the time is now for them to start. Reassess what the fuck they're doing. You know, like, there's defense mechanisms, and then there's just being not a poopy face, you know? Like, I don't know, poopy face behavior has been the theme in 2025 in my personal life. Like, people just really being poopy face and not really thinking of, like, the gravitas of their actions, you know? Yeah, but they can start now. Maybe you'll see some results of that in the next one. Alrighty, y'all. But once again, it's been a pleasure. Bye for real this time. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, this is your joy to be. I'll see you tomorrow.